So this is the new demo for Unreal.
Frick, creative director at Neon Giant, here to talk about No Law, the next game from our studio.
Okay.
In our first game, The Ascent, our small team pushed the out-of-the-box UE4 tech to its limit to make a highly detailed, lived-in cyberpunk world.
Cool.
For our new game, No Law, a high-fidelity, immersive, first-person shooter set in the unregulated city of Port Desire, we knew that our best starting point would be building a game around the core feature set of Unreal 5.
Yeah, this looks really
because
good.
A small team like ours needs to work with the engine, not against it.
Uh-huh.
We realized early on that out of the box wouldn't be enough. We had to push beyond the defaults and build our own workflow inside UE5 to make the world we wanted. We're proud of what we did with The Ascent, and No Law is the next step in that same approach. Our constraint was specific. We didn't want the largest world, but the densest. A city that feels lived in at every scale, where every corner carries history and every surface tells a story. Port Desire is shaped by human clutter, cramped market alleys, layered graffiti, worn stickers on electrical boxes. Spaces that feel touched and retouched by the people that live there. Our goal was to tell a story with every frame, from a messy apartment where characters go about their lives to the skyline.
This is all
city.
in, wow.
As a relatively small team, that ambition came with real challenges. We wanted extreme detail everywhere, but we also needed stability and performance without hand optimizing each location. For us, the answer wasn't a single system, but a shift in how we built the world.
Okay.
We prioritized density over scale, and we built a pipeline that let artists handcraft spaces without constantly stripping detail back and without relying on procedural generation. Nanite is what made that approach viable. It lets us keep a high level of detail across surfaces without treating every asset as a trade-off between fidelity and performance.
Yeah, that's usually what the
Our
problem
custom
is,
implementation of FastGeo in combination with the world partition system enables a seamless experience that never breaks. It allows us to have details in every nook and cranny and tell a million small stories. In fact, we have more objects in any given frame than the entirety of The Ascent.
Holy
With this
fuck.
workflow, we can preserve detail and density in every corner, from the smallest bolt on a freighter to the city as a whole, with no invisible walls and no loading. We built tools inside Unreal to help our artists handcraft the entire city, alley by alley, building by building.
This looks really good.
Block by block.
Yeah, holy fuck.
To show Port Desire's full range as an urban city overrun with vegetation, we needed dynamic lighting. From the cozy, lush midday sun to the darkest, the most dangerous alleys where even the bright neon light does not reach.
Yeah.
The challenge was maintaining a fully dynamic day-night and weather system without unpredictable frame times. Lumen gives the foundation.
That's really good, man. Like, yeah, I mean,
was maintaining a fully dynamic day-night and weather system without unpredictable frame times. Lumen gives the foundation for fully dynamic lighting and mega lights that are always focused on the believability of the space instead of tuning every single light source. Every believable space needs dozens or hundreds of individual light sources, from the smallest blinking electronic warning light on a camera to the large neon signs above a marketplace. Megalights allow us to retain the visual fidelity bar we're aiming for while keeping performance considerations low.
Sure.
Once everything is dynamic, it starts to affect the gameplay.
Is this optimized? Probably not
Players
entirely.
can shoot out a street lamp, flood a space with a flashlight, or they can leave an area in darkness and have the AI NPCs react to light and shadow.
I mean, this looks really good.
Searching through darkness, or escalating when something feels off.
Can you hire hookers? I hope so.
To make the city feel alive, we leaned on the mass framework to drive our crowds. NPC density and types shift based on time of day, region, and weather. In the slums, a storm clears the streets, but in the more sinful parts of Port Desire, even heavy rain won't slow things down. Mass lets us simulate thousands of characters at once, over 3,000 at any given time, which is also more than the entirety of The Ascent. So the city always feels active, no matter where you are.
The fuck?
We're also using MetaHuman, paired with our own character randomization system.
That's their own, like,
together with MetaHuman Animator, we can generate and bring to life thousands and thousands of variations of characters, so that the main characters and the extras in the background are all unique. We wanted a world that reacted systemically to the player, without us having to hand place effects and destruction.
This is, I
Filling a
really
world
do
of
think
this
this is
density and
impressive.
scale with contextual effects
I do.
while maintaining performance and
This looks really
interactivity
good.
was one of our key challenges. By combining PCG and Niagara data channels, environmental effects are procedurally populated where
Jesus.
appropriate. Wherever artist plays trash or leaves, particles will spawn dynamically based on wind, weather, and player actions. Shoot a bullet or throw a grenade, and particles will move out of the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We combined chaos physics and our own GPU-driven solution to support tens of thousands of moving objects simultaneously.
Damn.
The result is a reactive environment where smoke lingers, embers drift, and broken glass stays where it fell. Creating NOLA has been the process of finding where the engine ends and our custom tools begin.
This is nice.
Achieving this level of
Really
density,
good.
lighting complexity, and systemic reactivity was previously impossible for a studio of our size.
Yeah.
By leveraging UE5's latest tech to bypass traditional development bottlenecks, we have finally been able to build the uncompromised version of the world we wanted to create for years. We can't wait for you to experience it. Thank you.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I know there are some people that are being negative about this. I'm not. I think this looks fucking awesome. Yeah, this looks really cool. I will say though, and this is important to keep in mind, is that condensation on a bottle doesn't sell a video game. None of this will sell the video game. This is a really cool tech demo, and it's awesome that you did this, but that's not going to make me want to play the game. It's a really cool idea. Let me go back, and I'm going to see this here. And Unreal. Una Masume? Oh my god. Unreal Engine. Let me see if I can show you some more of this here. Unreal Engine 6. Oh boy. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's watch it.
Okay, let's see this in action. On the left, we have Unreal Engine. On the right is a terminal running Claude Code. You can see every message going back and forth. Claude Code is talking to Unreal through the MCP server, reading the scene, and taking actions directly inside the engine. So let's start with something small, a modern living room.
Okay.
We start by giving the model some context, what we want to build, and whereabouts in the level. And to make sure everyone can follow along, we're showing a summarized version of each prompt as we go.
Okay.
But if you want the full details, you can still see that in the terminal.
So they're
window.
developing all this with AI.
We're going to speed things up from here for presentation purposes. But everything you're seeing is real work happening inside the engine. So we can ask for the basics, a sofa, a rug, and a coffee table. Then fill it in with chairs, a lamp, and a side table. Semantic search, which is part of the 5.8 release, pulls assets from your library that fit that description. And because this is Unreal, we can also manually add a chair, describe it as a reading nook, and the model will furnish the room accordingly. Every step here is a creative decision that you're making. Models are good at broad iterations. You're good at knowing exactly what you want. Those same principles work whether you're furnishing a room or whether you want to scale up and build an entire city. So let's take that same approach and build a city.
This is nuts.
You start by drawing the boundary.
Okay,
From
that's
there,
where the city is.
You can decide where the districts go and what characteristics each one has. Highways cut through on your direction.
Dude.
And from those, the road network starts to fill in.
Grok, generate me Los Angeles.
Buildings come up. The model here is using semantic search to find the right assets from your library and place them in the level. Ask for a forest around the edge, and it can fill that in. Now that the city is built, we want to light it.
Holy shit.
Getting lighting right on Unreal is a skill that means touching dozens of parameters that all need to work together.
Yeah.
Light balance, cloud materials, sky atmosphere, post-process.
Just made this?
That's a lot to know. But by creating a dedicated lighting skill, you just describe what you want, and the model orchestrates that all for you.
It just does, like, Make it good.
Ask for a purple dusk.
A purple.
And there it is.
Wow. That is fucking cool. That is really, really fucking cool. Holy shit.
Under the hood, it's adjusting all those settings in concert.
Uh-huh.
Then we can ask for overcast skies. And this is a good example of where the model gets things wrong. It misread the sky and tweaked the cloud material the wrong way.
I can't win them all.
You can see exactly what happened, correct it in the next prompt, and you're right back to where you want to be.
Jesus. Man. That is nuts, bro. Like, we can all be devs now? Wow. This would take me like 20 or 30 minutes? No, I bet this probably took hours to do. Realistically. Like, I mean, oh my God.
Because models also have real-world
Design
knowledge,
a game on stream.
you can just say, Bogota at 9:30 in the morning. And it will go and figure out the sun position, direction, temperature, and atmosphere that actually matches that. What we've shown here today would take months to build by hand. But with the MCP server
Can you
and
imagine building something like this in 2015?
Unreal, our artists
Really?
were able to make all of this in days.
They just days.
Lower the technical friction, you can iterate more and make better games.
Oh
That's
my
what we've
God.
built. This is really just a starting point. Bring your own primitives,
Holy shit.
your own examples, your own skills built around your pipelines. The more your team puts in over time, the more useful it gets for everyone on the project. We're shipping the MCP server, the PCG primitive plugin, and the skills we've developed as part of 5.8 today.
Man.
It's open, and it's yours to extend. Go download it, point your model at it, and see what you can do.
Oh my God. That is fucking crazy.
Nowadays, it's much more about you getting together with your friends and then deciding what to do together online to play a game or experience. And this social increasing angle of gaming is creating a massive advantage for big games and big ecosystems because a game with a lot of players is much more likely to contain a lot of your friends. And a long-established game with a huge player base has a much easier job of retaining players than a new game has.
I automatically trust them. I do. Like, if you bring up the guy that looks like this, that talks like this, and he's explaining the tech, I'm going to immediately assume it's really good. I am. Like, yeah.
Of attracting new players.
I'll read.
Thus, we've seen a lot of the major new multiplayer games not gain a sufficient community and momentum to survive. So in the past, they might have. The other big change that's affecting gaming is that the economy is shifting from buying games to buying things in games. And whether you're a fan of this or not, the arithmetic of it is undeniable. And this is another thing that reinforces the success of very large existing ecosystems in games and makes it ever harder for new entrants to get in. And that is if you've been playing a game for a long time and it has a huge player base, then you can buy with confidence knowing that the things you purchase will still be useful to you days, weeks, or years later.
Your waifu will not be vanished into the void.
Whereas when a new game comes out, it's a much more difficult decision to spend. You're not sure if you're going to play it next day, next week, next month, and are much less likely to spend. And the final trend that's affecting gaming is that the market for players' attention has become extraordinarily competitive, more so than I've ever seen before in my lifetime when we were competing with lame television and other things that trend almost into vice, all competing for people's times, all very effectively. And so to overcome these trends, the game industry, whether we like it or not, is reorganizing itself. And there are kind of two big predictions for the future as these problems reverberate throughout the industry. One view of the future is that Roblox grows and eats gaming. A lot of people are saying this online. But what you have there is a centralized platform with a single gatekeeper that commoditizes.
And he's mad about this. He's so mad because Roblox did it on accident, and you keep trying to make Fortnite do it, and you're so far behind, and you know it. You're trying, and again, listen, they've got Unreal. It's not like they're losers, right? But it's very clear that he's furious, because they're doing it better.
All content takes more than 70% of revenue and has 450 million users on board.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
So that's a real challenge to game developers. But we believe in a very different future, and a much brighter one for the people in this room, and that is that a future of high-quality gaming rising to the challenge and linking up our content, linking up our communities, and linking up our economies to deliver fun and to serve gamers with great games in a way we've never done before. And to accomplish that, we're going to all need to change the way we build things. We're going to need to build better games, we're going to need to build them more efficiently, and we're going to need to design up front and build for connected games, where all of our player bases are connected socially and our economies are connected, so that players, instead of seeing these as isolated products, see them as part of
an ecosystem.
A global ecosystem that all game developers participate in together. We want to work with all of you and with all of the game developers in the industry to achieve this together. The things we built with Unreal Engine 6 are our technological foundation for it. And we believe that this is a big challenge that we all have to rise to. We need to win the competition for players' time, not only against other games, but also against YouTube and TikTok and everything else that people are doing online. And this was very much on our minds when we set out about building Unreal Engine 6. And it's also what was on the minds of really close partners.
Somebody says this is when a principal engineer gets to do a demo reveal. That's right. And the thing is that having the that's what it should be, right? You have the engineer go out and explain it, and it might take longer. There might be, but that's good.
There's like Disney and Lego and other AAA game developers.
He's
we've
right
been
about what
building
he's
increasingly close partnerships to them to build this together. And it's very clear, Fortnite, 80 million monthly active users. That's quite a lot, but we realize that this is not enough for Epic to do it alone. To build the ecosystem of the future, we're going to have to build it together. And I think the thesis for that is very optimistic, that between all of us and the world's best games, many of which use Unreal Engine, and many of whose developers use Unreal Engine, and many projects, we have billions of active users. And so we have the opportunity to form up into Team Open and to define the future of gaming together again. And that's exactly what we want to accomplish in this generation together with you. So that's what we're doing.
How is it that you can crash out so hard on Gabe for having like a monopoly on, distribution, but you can have a monopoly on production with Unreal because Unity shot itself in the head? How does that work? Isn't that weird? That's crazy, right? But what are the odds of that?
Thank you very much for coming here to Unreal Fest. And remember, where else in the world can Fortnite creators get together with AAA game developers and filmmakers and architects and car designers and people at Lockheed Martin who are designing things they're not even allowed to talk about here, and actually speak the same language, the language of Unreal and content and code and development. So I hope you have a great time and have a great opportunity to meet up with lots of people.
I get mad every time you defend Tim's. You get mad whenever I defend him. I like him. I do. I think that he is he's an honest actor. And I think also I think it's unfair, right? What he's saying. I like his anger and frustration around Steam, I think is fucking retarded. But beyond that, I agree with a lot of the stuff that he says. I do. I think he's right about a lot of this stuff. And he's 100% not honest. I mean, I don't know what is he not being honest about, right? like stuff, because like I mean you have to remember, and like this is one of the reasons why I respect them, is actually because of their lawsuit against Apple, is that I totally took their side with the Apple lawsuit, and I think that they're right, that basically Apple and Samsung are operating a duopoly, right, and Google, like with different products, and they control the entire market. Now I think that obviously the reason why is different than the reason why Steam controls a large market share, and I think that really inside, like I think that basically his advantage inside of the game production market is equivalent to Steam's advantage inside of the game distribution market, which is not equivalent to Apple and Samsung's advantage inside of the app market. I think it's not equivalent at all, because one group controls one aspect of distribution and Apple and Samsung control multiple aspects of distribution, and they also control other people getting into the economy. So I feel like, again, I would honestly ask him that. I'd be like, how is that? How is Unreal being the dominant, used function where you get 10% of their money or whatever his percentage is, which is justified. I think it's totally fine. But, that's true. Like, how is that bad? Or how is that good, but Steam is bad? Like, I don't see this, right? I don't understand how there's a difference. He's not honest when he complains about Google and Apple, but not about Sony and Xbox. I don't know what he said about Sony and Xbox. I really just, and I mean that, I don't know what he said. So I can't comment on that. I'm not even sure. So isn't he against Stop Killing Games? I don't know. Like, I'd want to talk to this guy. I would. Like, I like this guy.
Another hallmark aim for the Unreal Engine 6 generation is to enable
Unreal Engine 6. Oh my God.
Game simulations. The original Battle Royale movie in 1999 that inspired the Battle Royale genre of games, fortunately, just happened to have 100 people dropping onto an island. It's a nice coincidence, because that's actually the maximum number of players our code base could support, running on a single thread on a server. If they had 1,000 players, we wouldn't have been able to do it. But the goal of Unreal Engine 6 is to introduce software and transactional memory technology, which Curtis Schmidt will talk more about later, in order to enable scaling of games to any amount of computers that can fit into a data center, hundreds, thousands, potentially even millions in the future. And this is technology that's in the research lab, and the team is working very rapidly to make into a practical shipping system. Another hallmark aim for the Unreal Engine 6 generation is to enable far larger game simulations. The original Battle Royale movie in 1999 that inspired the Battle Royale genre of games, fortunately, just happened to have 100 people dropping onto an island.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, didn't you just say that? I got confused. And so anyway, okay. Apparently Trump signed the Iran deal. Oh, we'll see what happens, right? Earth is Unreal 12, I guess so. Where's all the AI pushback? Or was this the nail in the coffin, all AI in games? I think that AI in video games, list of enemies seems to be expanding. His perceived list of targets now includes Steam, Apple Play Store. Like, what I think is really funny is that I totally agree with him on these three. I am completely on his side with these three. I am completely against him with Steam. And Roblox, I just don't know his argument for it, so I'm not sure. But, like, again, like, AI, yeah, AI is here to stay. Like, you're not getting rid of AI, okay? Like, they're not. Like, yeah, we'll see what happens.